Now, Dumi Mkokstad is considered one of the youngest gospel singers to start making music professionally. The Eastern Cape-born musician became famous for his angelic soprano and has gone on to release 11 albums to date, bagging numerous awards whilst composing for other musicians as well. So his single, Mbize, is what really thrust him into the limelight, making him music royalty. So we're asking you on our socials, what is the one question that you've always wanted to ask Dumi? Please don't forget to use the hashtag Afternoon Express on your comments, but also have a look at this first before the interview. Show. You have got so many fans in our studio, but I think your music has that effect on people, hey?
I think it does. Ngiyabingelela. Greetings to you, ma'am. Greetings to everyone in the studio. Greetings to everyone at home. So yeah, I think my music has grown and has touched many lives, which is my intention.
Yeah.
To touch people's lives and actually
what
change
a joy!
people's lives.
What an absolute blessing. So I want to know a little bit about you. You grew up in Eastern Cape. What was your upbringing like? What kind of a kid were you?
That young boy who's always at home, playing soccer outside alone.
Yeah.
I was my own doing my own commentary. I was that young boy who went to school and lived like any other kid.
Yeah.
Started singing at a very young age, and somehow I was teased about my small, tiny voice and being a gospel singer. And yeah, you know, I grew up as a young boy who's just who loves singing. And luckily enough, my parents, they both are born again.
Yeah.
And my dad is a pastor. So I grew up within that environment, actually, just growing up and being a child of God and going to Sunday school on Sunday.
I only learned the other day that PK stands for pastor's kid.
Yes, and I'm a PK. My wife is a BK. That's a bishop's child.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, bishop kid. So yeah, that's...
Do you think there's a lot of pressure growing up being a PK?
There is, because
you've got to behave. You can't be a naughty boy.
People actually expect you to be perfect just because your parents are pastors.
Yeah.
And I think it also comes with just being a born again, because the Bible says that we must be the light. We are the lights of the world.
Yeah.
So people expect us to actually be that. Be the difference in the world. So,
well, I think people should always aim to be the light.
Yeah.
Because light attracts light.
Exactly.
Now, you attract a lot of light. I heard that you were basically discovered at a funeral.
I was discovered at a funeral in Eastern Cape. I was singing. I used to work with the funeral parlor.
Yeah.
And I was discovered at a funeral. I was 9.
You were 9 years old?
9 years old.
Wow.
And I was singing with my family, my mom, dad, sisters and brothers, and a few members from our church.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were just singing at a funeral, and this guy came to us and he was like, I want to help you guys. I'm going to take you to Joburg. We were like, okay, done deal. We are famous. Then we went to Joburg. When we got to Joburg, we did our first album, which was supposed to be a group album.
Yeah.
But they ended up naming it after me.
Yeah.
Which for me, I didn't understand why.
Huge.
And then after that, yeah, everything just started working out. I joined Bula Music with my album in 2003. That was my first breakthrough.
Do you think, like, after your first single, because I mean, Mbize was huge, did that just totally change your life?
So Mbize came 13 years after I had started singing.
Yeah.
And I had been struggling for 13 years, and people used to see me on TV and were thinking that I had everything.
Yeah.
I used to sleep on the floor. I didn't stay at home with my parents for 13 years. I used to carry 2 rand at school for lunch, and sometimes didn't bring any money. I was like any other kid. And in 2012, we recorded Mbize. That's when everything just changed. Amazing. And I won my first Gospel Crown Award. I think that's really where things changed.
Yeah. Boy, life has just been giving and giving, because you've obviously worked so hard for it. 11 albums. I mean, you must spend a lot of time in studio.
I do. I actually now have my own studio. But those 11 albums are within the last 19 years that I've been in the music industry. Because I started when I was 9, and now I'm 29 now. So within that 20 years period, I released 11 albums. I also had a time where I focused a lot on school. Even went to varsity, and when I released Mbize, it was a hit, and a lot of people loved it, and it kept me very busy. So I had to go to my parents and actually try and talk them out of the school situation.
What were you going to study? Like, if you weren't a gospel singer, what do you think you would have become in your life?
I first went to UJ.
Yeah.
I did accounting. Hands down, hit me hands down. I went to UKZN. I did political sciences.
Okay.
And I did well. But then I released the Mbize song, and then...
We're really glad it worked out for you the way it does. And South Africa really loves you. In fact, our socials have been going wild with popularity for you. Everybody wants a piece of you. So, Pali, our social media question was, what question would people in South Africa like to ask you? So let's see what we've got.
Absolutely, Jeannie. So we've asked you on our socials, what is the one question you've always wanted to ask Dumi? And Unokpila asked, how does he handle the pressure from the public on how he's supposed to live his life? Does it affect him? If it does, how?
Yeah.
It does affect me, and I think it helps me be a better person.
Yeah.
Because I know what people expect of me, and as much as I'm not living for people, but I'm a Christ representative. So people need to see Christ in me.
Yeah.
So I need to live in a proper way and actually be an example to other kids coming up. And I believe so far, so good, because I've got kids all over the country saying that I'm their inspiration. Some look up to me, call me their role model, and I think we're doing well so far.
Good for you.
I'm praying for more.
Yeah.
Praying for more.